Happy Friday, subscribers. Happy Friday. We're back again. I'm just waiting for the ad to roll to finish so that my non-subs can hear me. Welcome back, everyone. It is Friday, beginning of the weekend, and we're gonna have fun today in Roadwarden. This is a game by Moral Anxiety Studios, and we have been enjoying the heck out of it. I believe everyone can agree. So, today's splash screen says, Wanderlust is an illness cured by talons and claws. Well, I wouldn't say cured so much as ended. But I don't know. Maybe they're right too. I've never necessarily experienced it. Yep, we are live, we are here, we are doing things, and we need to get rid of a thing. Thank you for the reminder. If Restream.io would be kind to me and load a little bit. It's Friday. That's all I have to say about that. Come on. There we go. No. Don't do that. Get out of here. Get out of here, caption. We done. We done with you. All right. Sorry, awkward. Is that why you played it 4 times? Because the game is meh? Well, in any case, we are on our way to deal with White Marshes. We got one shot at this. Wish us hella luck, because I don't know if we're up to this. But before we go to White Marshes, we actually have something to pick up. We have clothes. We need to go get them. And a bath. So, you approach the opening gate, then swiftly dismount. A guard approaches you, ready to take your mount to a stable. Good to see you. How are your journeys? We will gossip for a bit, because it looks like we're staying here tonight. The curious locals gather around to take part in your conversation. Recently, it turned out that a couple of houses need to fix their roofs before winter, which won't be easy with so little time. Oh dear, oh dear. What is our money situation? We've got 9. The stable master shows up soon after you step away from Soda Pop. His lips are thinned and he gives a longing glance towards the bridge. Here you go. He nods with gratitude and throws the bone into a leaky bucket hanging from a nail, then grabs a wooden pitchfork, and we let him work in peace. Here we go, Byron. She's using a stick and a piece of charcoal to measure some shapes on a linen cloth. Nice. I'm here to pick up my clothes. She nods towards her house and you walk inside, finding your outfit prepared on a chair. You put it on, a bit afraid it will tear right away, but once you're done, it feels both comfortable and strange, as if your shell is covered with the costume of a rich folk. You show the tailor and she spares you a gentle smirk. Well, now go out there and do not embarrass my work. All right, good luck. All right, we need a slip. We need a slip. So, we are going to slap. Look at us. Full stats. Full stats across the board, peoples. We are now swanky. It's time to leave the square and get the heck out of here. Back to the peat fields we go, and let's hope that we can sway a necromancer from necromancy. A tiny vole as brown as the short grasses is washing its fur at the edge of a puddle, but jumps into it once it notices your arrival. Aw, poor vole. Thrysis. I will say his name differently every time, I swear. He's at the edge of the scarp, greeting you with a polite nod. The creepers idly hang from his arms, resting on the ground. All right, let's talk about Orentius. I am ready to meet with him. Let us go. Here we go, guys. Cross your fingers, knock on wood. Let's hope that this goes well. A long pause. We'll see. Go to the village and spend the night there. I'll wake you up. See you in White Marshes. Did he open the path? He didn't. Seriously? Dude. I need you to open the path to White Marshes. Well, then you know what you need to do. Then you know what I need you to do, he smiles. Aren't we allies? He straightens up and sighs. In a way, sure, I guess. He snaps his fingers. The vines know your hooves anyway. Soda Pop interrupts him with a snort as if he's listening to every word. They'll remember to stay away from you. Ooh! Ooh! We've opened up the route permanently, I think. I do not believe the creepers will ever give us trouble again. He's like, fine. Here we go. Time to do the thing, guys. For a few breaths, you see more undead than locals. They're gathered at the well, allowing the overseers to inspect their missing limbs. Do we have anything that we can sell to him? Probably not. Yeah, we've got basically F all. We really should have come with some food. Farewell. The shuffling gait of an undead still covered with flesh makes all other sounds weirdly quiet. He meets your eyes, waiting for you to speak. We could sell some bolts, but not at this time. Do you really think I'm not trustworthy enough to speak with Orentius? Of course, he grunts without thinking twice. But I passed to him all the news you brought us, and he grew curious about you. Ask me one evening, you'll have your chance. But the only chance. You hear me? You carry a strange air with you, outsider. We'll keep our eyes open. All right. I sit down by the well and wait until I can see Orentius. We're just gonna wait it out. So, I'm ready to meet with him now. Reed! Oh my goodness! Welcome in, welcome in. It's been an age. Hi, I'm so happy to have you here. I'm sorry that I've not dropped by your stream as well. Although you stream way different times than I do, so that might be why. I get busy. Anyway, hi, welcome in. It's lovely to have you. All right, we're gonna meet with the guy. We're gonna do it in the daytime, apparently. We're supposed to sleep, but we could just, like, dither about. So who are we siding with here? Helvius or Thyrsis? Druid or Guardian? Well, Helvius is the Guardian. Thyrsis is the Druid. Who are we siding with? Who are we siding with, guys? Well, welcome back to the internet, Reed. I'm sorry that you've been so troubled with the internet as of late. I'm glad that you're back. Yeah, I mean, I realize that I stream kind of early for even East Coast time, but then again, I'm streaming on purpose at this time, so we'll leave it at that. This is my stream time. I am not changing it. But yeah, welcome. Yeah, my first stream was like half an age ago, or at least a few months in any case, so it's nice to see you here. Down with necromancy. Well, that's true. It's just, do we actually like get out of this conversation and wait until Thyrsis does his distraction? Or do we just go talk to Orentius now because Helvius is like, yeah, you're a cool dude, let's go. We apparently only get one shot. Regardless. So. Sorry, Awkward. You've played this game before. Does it matter? Hopefully in your 4 playthroughs of this game, you know whether or not siding with one of these dudes or the other matters. Give me a hint. Don't spoil it for me, but give me a hint. I agree, Winter Fairy, down with necromancy. All right, cool. You do not believe it does? Awesome. So we'll just go talk to him then. Sorry Awkward has given us a hint that it does not matter who we go and talk to Orentius through, it just matters that we go talk to him. Cool. Yeah, we are not gonna we will move with the music and go talk to him now. As for Reed, hey Reed, if you want to get back into streaming on a schedule at any point in time, if you want to start streaming right after my stream, I will raid you like consistently. Dragon can attest because sometimes Dragon streams after me and I raid him. So, yeah, just a nudge, wink, wink if it fits in your schedule. No have to. Just an offer. I've been ending. I stream now from 1 to like 4 East Coast time. So if you want to stream roughly around then, I would be happy to raid you. But it's not a you must. It's just a hey. And if you happen to be streaming, then I will come raid. So it's whatever, man. You're my friend. That's all. Sweet. Yeah, I have not made enough Twitch friends that consistently stream after I finish, so I don't have anyone to raid all the time, except for when Dragon streams early, so I want to raid your stream. Exactly. All right, now that the networking is done, I'm gonna go talk to this guy. And no worries, Winter Fairy. Be back when you can. Give love to your lovely kids for us. All right, I'm ready to meet with him now. Let's do this. I've delayed enough. I'm scared. You're not a distraction. I was procrastinating. Don't you worry. As anyone who's been following along this Let's Play knows, I avoided White Marshes for a while because of the necromancy, because I was scared. And so now this confrontation, I'm scared. So, hey, if you GGD after my stream today, I'll join you. I'll be on your stream. That would be cool. I'll raid you and then I'll join you. How's that sound? I mean, if you can get the people, don't panic. This is like last minute. Anyways, we're gonna stop procrastinating this confrontation and go. I'm the worst. In silence, he tells you to take off your cloak and gestures for the guard to approach you. The light of a torch makes you squint your eyes. We're going to Orientis, he explains, and they ask no questions. They grasp your hands, take away your axe, and start to squeeze around your belt, armpits, even the groin. A young woman reaches for your boots and lets out a triumphant grunt upon finding your dagger, then tosses it in with the other blades. Ready, she announces, and shoves your things into a sack, which she then puts onto your saddle. Helvius looks into your eyes, holding the silver moose head with his fingers, as if to add import to his words. Don't be a monkey in there, he growls. We'll wait just outside the door. I let them lead me. As I said, Reed, no, this is an offer. It is not a demand. You if you need to like nod off in the middle of my stream and just get some sleep, no worries, my dude. You're just my friend. And it's also like I stream Monday through Friday, so you can always set things up for next week or whatever fits your schedule. But we have this confrontation, so here we go. Yep, we'd still have the dagger. You make a fantastic point, Trav. We should have just slept, but it's okay. We're a fighter. Remember, we took the fighter class at the beginning of this game, so we might be able to throw a nasty right hook or a left uppercut or something. I don't know. We're a fighter. Maybe we'll just grapple him. But we actually wanted to find out his thoughts and see if we could maybe, talk to him, because we good at that, apparently. Sort of. Except with Theus, but she's kind of an ambitious bitch. So, I feel that, Reed. I feel that. I find that having a little bit of structure helps, which is why I stream 5 days a week. I've given myself a work week, even if it's not like 9 hours a day work week, it's still a work week. So yeah, I totally get you on the sleep schedule thing. Anyway, let's continue. The guards head towards the flooded grass, gesturing for you to climb up the wooden beams, then the squeaky stairs. The locals, lured by this unusual event, gather around the building, and the few lanterns they're carrying reveal their eyes. In them, you find worry, curiosity, and hints of hope, or so you think. The boggy air grows denser from their silence. On top of the platform, a large guard steps aside, allowing you to reach the door. All right, so we have 5 options of how we introduce ourselves. We have the friendly option, which is simply we knock gently on the door. We have the playful option, of which we tap a melody on the planks with our fingers, because we're playful, haha. We have the distanced option of I push the door and walk in, which is the default neutral position. We have the intimidating option of we just simply barge in the door. Or the vulnerable option of I push the door slowly and say, "Forgive me for disrupting your peace." Winter Fairy has started off the vote with 1 friendly. What does the rest of chat think? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Friendly, playful, distanced, intimidating, or vulnerable. Numbers or keywords is how you vote in chat, and I go with the consensus. That's how it works. Reed also agrees with the friendly option, and Trav as well says we're friendly, we're polite. So that because we have 6 viewers in today and 3 votes for 1, I believe that is the consensus. The ones win. As a note, if you are just hanging out, lurking about, you are always welcome here. The vote is, of course, optional. So, we will knock gently. You wait for a few breaths, then hear the hoarse voice of an elder. Not hungry. You can vote however you feel, Reed. I just go with the chat consensus, and if there is not one, I begrudgingly and with much guilt to chat, not that chat is ever feels guilty about it, will break ties. I don't like to make decisions. Decisions are hard, so that's why I play this game with all of you, but sometimes that doesn't work out. That's fair. So now that we've been responded to with the knock, we could say it's urgent, I'm afraid. We could say, let me in, we need to talk. Or we could say, forgive me, but I need to speak with you. 1, 2, or 3, urgent, talk, forgive. 1, 2, or 3, what will it be? Chat, you all tell me. Reed says 2, let me in, we need to talk. What does the rest of chat think? While you all are all debating on what you're going to vote, I'm gonna fill up my glass, so enjoy this moment of ASMR. A single vote for 2. Interesting. Interesting. Ooh, Winter Fairy's being not so spicy. Winter Fairy's being vulnerable. Hey, I Count! The Count is in the house. Welcome, welcome in. All right, well, the 3s are in the lead, so if anyone else wants to vote, I'll just decide that the 3s win. Forgive me, but I need to speak with you. Good point. We are explaining why we're here and not being abrupt about it. Sorry, Awkward, you missed your chance to tie up that vote, so Unfortunately, the threes win. Forgive me, I need to speak with you. Come. You push the door, making the weak flame dance under the touch of cold air. The man looks at you from the bench, speaking with concern, like a parent to a child. I've nothing to forgive. He swallows his saliva, struggling to speak. Join me, and let's be lost together. The chamber is humid and smells of sweat. The single wax candle that stands beneath a brass hourglass, dangerously close to an open codex, whose pages are covered with fresh letters. While the large collection of parchment must be of great value, the man has hardly any possessions. Humble bowls and cups, writing instruments, enough candles to keep him company for the next 10 days. You glance at the single pelt placed on the floor. To sleep on it, you'd have to curl up your legs. Speak to me, Warden, the priest's voice crackles, like a falling branch in dry wood, and tell me of the destruction you're planning. Before you respond, he turns away. Or why else would you do so much to see me, not to pray at Right's sign? He touches the hourglass with his slender fingers. My people know I won't be moved by you. What shall we answer? Do we say, I just want to talk? That is option 1. I just want to talk. Option 2 is tell me your side of the story. Or option 3 is direct, I need you to stop this madness. Trav has started off the vote with 2. Have a conversation first. Winterfairy has agreed, so the 2s are currently in the lead. 1, 2, or 3. Talk, story, madness. What does the rest of chat think? Reed agrees with the 2s. All right. Well then, let us ask him his side of the story. My side? He flinches, then raises his wrinkled chin and clicks loudly as if he's munching on his tongue. What may I say that you don't see? We had to save our people, and I was shown the way to do so. 'Tis not a tale, but our lives. My voice won't make them better or worse, for you can see them carved by the past. As he pulls the neckline of his robe, revealing his skinny neck and chest, you think of all the other people you've seen in the village. In this weak light, his yellowish skin resembles the very parchment he uses, tightly stretched over his shell, which holds no trace of fat. The hair in his ears and on his ink-stained fingers is thick and neglected, while his shaved face and scalp make him resemble an ill infant. After every few breaths, he squints his 2-colored eyes. His feet are dirty and covered with scratches, while his linen robe is little more than a rag. I'm so sorry, Awkward. It is unfortunate that you are cursed by internet speed. I do know that Twitch is not forgiving for slow internet speeds or spotty signal. So I feel your plight. I am very sympathetic. Anyway, we have another choice to make. Yeah, Twitch is twitchy indeed. We could respond with 1, you must be aware the undead are dangerous. Oh, Winterfairy. I'm sure it's just because her teeth are bothering her. If she hasn't had any of the children's Tylenol, it might be time to top up. That might help. But it's up to you, of course. She's your Miss Ma'am. Yeah, reloading can sometimes help on a slow internet signal or slow signal, but also Twitch is just really hard. It takes up a lot of data, unfortunately. It's the only streaming platform that I feel just can't is too big for its britches or something. I'm not always right, Winterfairy, but I had a suspicion. I bet you anything that if you give her some Tylenol and give her 20 minutes, she'll be out for the count for at least a while. Yep, that sometimes helps too. Count suggestion. Anyway, let me get through. We've already got people starting to vote on things, but let me get through the options. The options are you must be aware that the undead are dangerous. 2 is, should a priest of the right really involve themselves with forbidden rituals? Which seems a bit aggressive. 3 is, do you truly believe your people are grateful for your leadership? 4 is, you may have good reasons to do what you're doing, ... And 5 is, I met this prophet at Foggy's. Because we did. We met a guy at Foggy's who has a bit of some rambles and said some very strange things. So, Reed started off the vote with 3. Do you truly believe your people are grateful for your leadership? Winter Fairy says 1. The undead are dangerous. Count is curious about 5, which is the prophet at Foggy's. And Trav is actually wants to be a 2. He's a priest. This is directly against his vows and alleged beliefs. Unfortunately, at 4 votes, nobody has a consensus. Yeah, unfortunately, I think Prophet Guy is a little touched by the fogs, if you know what I mean. That does not necessarily mean he's wrong. It just means that his view of the world has been altered. We found him to be kind of a lunatic, kind of terrifying. FYI, for those of you who are not subscribed to me, in roughly a minute you will have an ad break. So, just let you know. Oh no, Winter Fairy, you didn't. Oh, I've been channel pointed. I must now make the vote. Somebody's been saving her points. I see how it is. All right. Well, unfortunately, none of you get to vote on this anymore. It is my choice. No, she hit me with it. Wherever it applies, it applies. I mean, technically speaking, I would have had to anyways, but Winter Fairy is definitely ensuring that nobody flippy flops their vote and makes me go, oh, there's the consensus. I know, Winter Fairy, I know. You're making me make decisions so that I can be an adult. The running joke is that I hate to make decisions, Reed, so I always guilt chat. Now I can't even guilt chat because I have been told with channel points. Anyway. All right. You know what? I am going to do the compassionate thing. I said I wanted to hear his side of the story. I'm going to go with chat guilts me now. I made the conscious decision when I wrote that channel point option that chat gets to guilt me, but it costs them 5,000 channel points. I'm going to go with the reason you may have good reasons to do what you're doing, ... He squints his eyes, sizing you up, but... Yes, absolute goat. Absolute goat. Let's see here. Now that I only have my subs, but you can still turn around from this past, forget the past, start anew. But you're reaching the point of no forgiveness. Stop before someone stops you. But try to see the situation from the perspective of the other tribes. They're afraid. But I have faith that you'll find a better path forward. With me around, the peninsula is no longer hopeless. But the merchants and officials of Havlavin are interested in the peninsula. They come here, your people will face persecution. Since Winter Fairy made me make the vote, I'm going to vote on this one too. I'm just waiting for the ad to finish so that my non-subscribers can rejoin us. He makes a good point, though, Winter Fairy. He makes a good point. All right, welcome back, non-subscribers. If you dislike the ads on my channel, subscribe. It's an option. You don't have to. I'm not going to make you, but you have the choice. Anyway, so as I was saying, yes, you are back, Reed. I know that you're basically the only non-subscriber in my chat right now. However, I'm going to make this choice too. Nobody gets to vote on this. Because of Winter Fairies hitting me up with the I have to make choices, I'm going to also do this one because this is like part 2 of this decision. I know. I feel you there, Reed. I would subscribe to your channel too if I could afford it. We all poor broke here. So I'm not gonna do the Havlavin choice because that's just mean. I'm also not gonna do the before someone stops you choice because it's basically the same threat. Yeah, same, Reed. We's both broke bitches. But we're still here trying. We're trying to make our way. So yeah, we have basically 2 of the same threat. One of which is just Havlavin specific. I know words are hard, and yet I read these games. Like you'd think I'd be able to read English or even speak it. Auto mod is my only mod, so you'll have to forgive it when it's stupid. You'll do all of them. Wait and see. I don't know, Trav. I might. Letting him know that the other tribes are afraid could be a way. Forget the past and start anew could be a way, but I actually think that pushing on his faith might be the way forward. I have faith you'll find a better path forward. With me around, the peninsula is no longer hopeless. Sort of being like, hey, you clearly need help. I'm here to help. Let's do this together. Well, I mean, I don't even have consistently more than 7 people show up on any given day, Reed. So automod is basically all I need. And honestly, it's just that people will stay nice. When I need a mod, I will decide for myself, but like I appreciate the offer to help out. Dragon has also done the same because you're both streamers, you know the drill, but like I'm a tiny babby streamer. I don't even have enough people consistently in chat to make it an issue, much less the need for things like Nightbot or fancy stuff. Like I ain't fancy yet. Anyway, yeah, I think offering him in sort of a roundabout way a way forward with help, like I'm not here to judge you. I have faith you can do better. I will help. I think that's the way to go. I have so many friends in chat here that will just be like, I'll mod for you. I'll keep the bad people away from you. Like, I have many protectors in my chat. It's going to be hard to pick a mod. I'm not worried about it yet, guys. We haven't even gotten, like, a single troll. Sorry, Awkward doesn't even count. They're too nice. Yes, Trav, you definitely, darling. Absolutely all of that. See, Reed, my chat takes care of it. I don't. They don't even need mod powers. They're fine. Yeah. So, I'm gonna offer help in a roundabout way and hope that this works. Ah. His chuckle sounds like steps through shallow bogs. You trust your judgment so much, even if your heart is kind, you aren't one of us. You can't grasp our choices. You're a child taught to ride a horse, to fight and kill, to carry out the will of the masters, not to overcome the death of your tribe. Ooh. Ooh. Spicy words. He's getting spicy. So, back to chat being able to vote. Thank you, Winter Fairy, for pushing boundaries. I appreciate you. I also heart you much and adore you and all that stuff as my dear friend. But I can't believe you did it. Oh my God. So, how do we respond to him being spicy? We could say, number one is, you may be right, but before I came here, I did my best to learn about your past struggles. The days of hunger, the way howlers took away your timber trade. I want to understand your struggle. Because we have. We have gone out of our way to learn. Literally. We could also lie for the very absolute first time. Like, I'm not even joking, Reed. We've never lied. Like, it's bugged out. Lies. It should say none here. It's empty. There's no lies. Sauron, the Roadwarden, has never lied a day in his life. It's ridiculous. But we could lie for the very first time and say, you wouldn't believe the struggles I've faced. Yes, I was lucky to be supported by kind-hearted people, but you aren't the only scarred soul. Which is a lie. We've kind of done our own thing. We could say, do you really think the city experienced no hardships of its own? And be like, dude, your struggles are not the only things that have happened. Or do we scowl at him and say nothing? Personally, we started this conversation saying, hey, tell me your side of the story. I want to understand why you're doing what you're doing. I want you to speak for yourself. And we have then gone on to offer help. Just be like, I have faith that in your faith to do better, and I am here to help. So number one is actually fairly in character for us for this conversation. And my chat knows that I rarely give out my opinion of the situation before the vote happens, but the vote is understand is 1, lie is 2, city is 3, and scowl is 4. I have... Looks like Count started off the vote with 1 and Winter Fairy agreed. Reed decided on voting for 3, which is awesome. And Trav also voted for 1, which means the ones have win. I mean, they're both good points. Like, we could counter and say, hey, just because you know your city's or your village's story doesn't mean you know the city's story, and they've experienced hardships too. But that seems, we're not trying to add conflict. We're trying to like draw him out and get him to trust us. So, giving him some insight on to say, hey, I've gone out of my way to try and learn, to try and see, to try and understand. Like, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. Sort of seems like the best way forward. This guy needs some effing help. Oh, Trav, you called it. I mean, I don't think you called it on the correct screen, but you definitely called it. He looks at you with an open mouth until, finding no response, his eyes and shoulders soften. His stained robe looks more like a grain sack. You leave me speechless, city folk. Your ears are open. I hope you'll forgive my grumpiness. Aw. So this is where I believe, do you truly believe your people are grateful for your leadership? To try and get him to open up about his people, to try and get him to talk about like what his vision was when he started all of this, and to see and to maybe understand his perspective on things now that he's pulled back from the defensiveness and softened his walls a bit. That would be a really great question. However, since we have brought up his faith, asking him if the priests of right really involve themselves with forbidden ritual, should involve themselves with forbidden rituals, might also be a way forward. I don't think 1 or 4 is going to help us in this moment, because I'm pretty sure he's aware the undead are dangerous, and he's trying to mitigate that danger as much as possible. And the prophet at Foggy's, that guy's a little crazy, but he didn't say an untrue word, so we'll see. You can stand by your words anytime, Reed. I appreciate the conversation, though. Count says, looks like we can keep going around, but it's going to be hard. I think we'll have to get the right options in the others. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a point of failure in here. But Count has redeemed that I must vote this one as well. Sorry, Trav. You don't get to vote. I have to vote. You guys, you're using up all your channel points so quickly today. Sorry, awkward. Look at what you've inspired, you monster. You delightful, delightful monster. You're never an ass, Reed. You're always very nice. I have always found you to be one of the nicest people I have met. See, I compute. See, but the thing is that you're not like an evil troll. You're our troll now. Like, you're an alright dude. I use dude for any gender, so you're an alright dude. So you are food? Reed, you are what you eat, so you are food. Okay. I'm not a cannibal, so I'll take your word on that. Since the vote is up to me, I'm going to say, do you truly believe your people are grateful for your leadership? I like this option the most out of the 4 of them. Here we go. Naughty, Reed. Absolutely naughty. I absolutely know. Anyway. I only guide their prayers and offer my rituals. I cannot read anyone's soul. His feet are scratching the floor nervously. I'm sure they have many different thoughts, but I'm grateful for our mayor's trust. He's young and impulsive, but honest and brave, willing to change for the better. So, we could say, I saw how Helvius treats the Awoken Shelves. He's cruel and sadistic. Because we have. He literally treats them like target practice. He does not care about the undead. There's no respect for the dead in him. We could say, some of the locals have already left the village or plan to do so because of your spells. You could say, your people walk hungry. They struggle. We could say Thrasus has already took a stance against you. That's why you made him an outcast. Or we could say maybe you're right, which I do not believe is the correct answer at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Helvius left. Hungry. Outcast. Right. Well, it's known that the reason why they kicked him out of the village proper is because these two argued. Like, it's a fact for the entire village, Count. Is this the correct answer in this moment? I don't know. This is my blind playthrough. Only Sorry Awkward probably knows. Maybe not. There's a lot in this game. He's played it 4 times. I can see how that might not be enough. But the druid was once someone who was well respected here, and then they kicked him to the outskirts. Yeah, I kind of do too, but at the same time, if we can fix what the problem is here, she doesn't have to leave. So, the vote started off with 2. The locals are leaving. Trav voted for the druid and making him an outcast, but Winter Fairy and Count also went with 2. So the 2s have won the vote. Congratulations. Some of the locals have already left the village or plan to do so because of your spells. Then let them. I build no cages, no dungeons. People change homes all the time. 'Tis good for children. It's clear even he doesn't believe his quiet words. All right, we can pick again. Helvius, hungry, outcast, change the topic. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Although if we pick change the topic, we can no longer say any of these things. Reed starts off this vote with 1. Count comes in with 3. What does the rest of chat think? Helvius, hungry, outcast. You guys tell me. Reed says his people do not help him see. It's true. They're afraid to talk to him. Like, he offers his teachings and his undead rituals, but they're afraid to talk to him because he's already outcast someone who spoke back against him. So, yeah, the threes have it at this point. Both Count and Trav voted 3, so I think we're gonna be like, well, yeah, but you already kicked out the guy who spoke up against you. So, it was his own choice. His raised voice turns into a long cough, then a defeated groan. Yes, there are fewer of us, but those who remain aren't suffering, nor are they held in the bellies of beasts. Those who follow me will be rewarded by right's mercy. Okay. Now we could explain that his people walk hungry and they struggle. Or we could say Helvius treats the awoken shells. I saw how Helvius treats the awoken shells. He's cruel and sadistic. But I actually believe that 2 is the natural follow-up to what he said. So Reed voted 1, Count and Trav both voted 2. This conversation, Reed, is very much a conversation between someone who is, to an extent, suffering from a mental illness and is used to getting his way and therefore is having trouble arguing. Like, he knows what you're saying is the truth, but he has to make his defense about it. He's compelled to. But it doesn't mean that he's not listening. It just means that for every viewpoint that he has that we break down, he's closer to coming to the actual truth. Winter Fairy has Winter Fairy has tied the vote. Wow. Wow, Winter Fairy. Yes, the kind of person you punch in D&D. This is very much a conversation about someone who has not realized just the kind of terribleness they have brought into their own lives and everyone else around them, and needs to be coaxed out of it. That's how I feel about this. So we have to get through all of his arguments before he breaks down and realizes the truth. And now Winter Fairy is making me vote because I know Sorry Awkward isn't going to break the tie. There will be an excuse. His keyboard is broken. His monitor is not working. His internet connection is terrible. I'm going to say too, your people walk hungry, they struggle, because that is a natural follow-on to what he said. It's, yep, see, Sorry Awkward. Dependable as can be. We appreciate that about you, Sorry Awkward. He straightens up, leaning against the table with his hands, as if he's stopping himself from getting to his feet. How can you throw this at me, Warden? Don't you know our past? I offered my Numa to the others only after our children had started dying, with bark and toads in their teeth. You try to add something, but he scoffs and waves for you to forget it. I won't listen to what you think of our people, stranger. Okay. 1, 2, or 3, guys. We're back on this on this screen. Dangerous, forbidden, or profit. 1, 2, or 3, chat. You tell me, what will it be? Reed says 3. Talk about the profit. Winter Fairy says 1. The undead are dangerous. Trav says 2. You guys. Oh my goodness. I have spent most of the week at the beginning of my stream making choices, and now that I've not done it on Friday because it's Friday, you guys are making me make choices. I see how it is. Ugh. My own chat. So antagonistic today. Fine, I will make this choice. I'm gonna go with 2. Now is the time to break down his religion. Trav, I feel so betrayed. You're trying to make me a better person. What the heck? It's a good thing I adore all of my friends. Well, Reed, it's just another reason for you to show up to my stream 5 days a week and earn those channel points. And you can make me do it. Get good. You know what? Uno reverse on you, Reed. And I mean it with all the love in my heart and soul. I do. Should a priest of the right really involve themselves with forbidden rituals? He gestures for you to sit down next to him and put a hand on your shoulder. The many types of ink he uses in his work have left colorful dots on his fingers: green, yellow, blue, black, red. It's a big thought for a layman, but you can trust me. I put years into studying Wright's will, and they're guiding me through all of this. I revealed the truth of the Unites and Seekers were hiding in their arrogance, the words they mistook. One day you may understand this too. Well, unfortunately, we are not a fellow person of this religion. We could lie about it and say, how dare you doubt the strength of my faith? Or we could just simply say, you're the priest here, I guess. I'm only teasing, Reed. I'm only teasing. Reed says lie? Because number 1 is grayed out. This is not a choice I can make. I can't click on it. I'm clicking on it now. Nothing I can do with this. So 1 is lie, and 2 is the truth. Lie, truth, lie, truth, lie, truth. Remember, Sauron, the Roadwarden, has never lied a moment in his life. Yeah, it's grayed out. If we had been a follower of Right's teaching, if we had taken that as our religion, or if we had converted to that, because I think you kind of can in this game, but I'm not entirely certain. We are struggling with our own pagan faith, but we picked pagan. So, yeah, the only choice we have here is 1 is lie and 2 is truth. Alt F4. No. So yeah. Looks like I have 2 votes for the truth so far. What does the rest of chat think? Please, guys, weigh in. Talk to me. I love to hear from you. Though if you're just lurking, that is also fine. Do not feel like you must talk to me. I just really like hearing from all of you. Winter Fairy says truth. She is you know we never lie. Yeah, I even get the question of why do you even ask us for this vote, because you know we're not going to choose the lie option. It is our running in joke in chat. Sauron has never lied a day in his life. I actually don't believe that the lie system in this is that the more you lie, the better at it you are. I think it's keeping track of what lies you've told and being consistent about it. But I don't actually know because we've never actually lied. Only Sorry Awkward knows. You're the priest here, I guess. He smiles gently, pats your shoulder, and turns back to his writings. Oh no, Sauron the Roadwarden, because that's the character we have, has never lied a day in his life. Me, I have lied plenty in my life, as any of my friends can attest to. For those of you who are not subscribed to me, you are going to get an ad in roughly a minute. So here is your warning. I try to warn just to be polite. All right. 1, undead or dangerous. 2, we met a prophet. 1 or 2, what shall we do? Chat, I'm counting on you. Yes, the rhyme is intended. Reed has started off the vote with 2. Prophet. Reed! Oh, Reed, you subscribed through Prime. You're amazing. You're awesome. I appreciate you so much. Now you get to be in the impromptu subscriber chat that I have every time an ad runs. Yeah, he does. But at least he's paying me now, so... I have a vote for 2 and 2 votes for 1. So, currently, the 1s are in the lead, unless anyone else wants to tie up the vote and make me choose. Because that's been a thing today. I mean, technically it's been a thing every stream, but you know. Count, you have learned from Sorry Awkward, I see. Look at this, Sorry Awkward, you're gaining a following. At this rate, you'll have more friends in my chat than I do. Anyways. I'm always happy for friends to make friends with my friends, because then I have friendlier friends. Is that too many times to say friends in a sentence? Well, you must be aware that undead are dangerous. Oh no, you do have the first, Reed. You do. You're a founder now. I only gained affiliate, last week? You're a founder now. Congratulations. Yep. 90% of my followers, even though most of them don't show up, are my friends and or family, believe it or not. Yeah, it just takes a moment to process. So, yep, you are a founder now. You guys are the OGs. All right. When left to themselves, like the flame of a hearth, he rests his elbow on the table and puts a finger to his lips, rubbing them gently. They're the night that follows a shell's day, but like lightning or the wind, merely a part of our world. Well, we've got options here. Option 1. You say it as if you were awakening the dead with your pneuma alone, but I saw your rituals of blood. Is this part of our world as well? 2 is, once you're gone, the awoken shells will be out of anyone's control and will threaten everyone in the north. You're playing a dangerous game. 3 is, the shells you're using aren't just your own dead. You stole the corpses of other families. 4 is, you may feel strongly about the undead now, but you already changed your views before. You used to reject any sort of pagan magic. 5 is, there are ways to get things done without necromancy. Instead, you could support Eudocia's work and use one of her golems. Pneuma is magic, Reed. It's just what they call magic. That's all. We became a fighter. There's actually a mage class in this game that we did not pick at the very beginning that can use pneuma, but it's just magic. It's just what they call magic. Trav votes 2, dangerous game. Count agrees. Reed votes 5, Eudocia's work. Winterfairy also votes 2. So, the 2s have it. Congratulations, 2s. Pat yourselves on the back. Once you're gone, the awoken shells will be out of anyone's control and will threaten everyone in the north. You're playing a dangerous game. At first, he twitches as if your words have pinched him, but then twists his lip in anger. And who taught you these old tales? So, we could say, why would that matter? We could say Ailey, a local monk, who is a follower of the rite. We could lie and say everyone in the city knows it. Or we could say, are you saying you never experienced any troubles with your creations? And, be like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you know that you're playing with fire and you just are refusing to admit it. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Why a monk, lie, or troubles? This time the vote started off with 2. From Count, Reed said 4. Winterfairy also said 2. Ailey is a different sect of the rite, and he's already denounced them. Try 4. You guys tied it again. There's 2 for Ailey and 2 for Troubles. And now Count is flippy-flopping, so the 4s win. All right, then. I will go with that. I don't have to make the decision this time. I know. So petty for me. Are you saying you never experienced any troubles with your creations? You're not sure if he noticed that you avoided his question, for his voice suddenly grows stronger and he rests his hand on his side proudly. 'Tis the truth. My people don't die as much from hard work anymore. The awoken shells may be unsightly, but we've had no accidents, no tragedies. Yet, you add, and he spares you only a snicker. All right, well, we're back to this one. I am an adult, thank you very much. It's just my heart is a child, so there's some cognizant dissonance going on in the process of things. It isn't that I cannot make decisions, it's that I don't like to. It's difficult. See, Reed, I knew you would understand, which is why I play these games and I ask my chat to help me make decisions because they're kind and wonderful and I adore them. And even if they're just lurking and they don't help with the vote, they're kind and wonderful and I adore them. So that's why we play this together. That's why I stream now. I know, Reed. This is why we're friends. I am glad to have made a friend of you. It was very nice of Dragoon to introduce me. But then again, Dragoon is also an awesome friend. So, yay, more friends. But we have another reason to offer this man. So, and she's not even here today. So, so what are we going to say, guys? Are we going to talk about the rituals of blood? Are we going to say that he stole corpses? Are we going to say that it's pagan magic and he used to reject it? Or are we going to mention Eudocia's work? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Rituals, rituals, corpses, pagan magic, or golems. Those are the options. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Reed starts off with 2. You stole corpses. What does the rest of chat think? Trav says 1. Rituals. Mostly because she's working today, Reed. It's not because she doesn't want to be here. It's because she works. Winterberry also says 1. Yeah, no, I understand. Well, it looks like the ones are winning. So, unless somebody decides to tie the vote. Yep, the ones have won it. Indeed, but adulting is hard. It sucks. I have a feeling we'll get there, Count. We may be doing all of these at some point. It's just a matter of what order we do them in, I think. You say it as if you are awakening the undead with your pneuma alone, but I saw your rituals of blood. Is this part of our world as well? He moves his shoulders with an embarrassed sigh, then looks at you with his dark eye and regains his composure. Suffering? Of course it is. I don't know. Somebody decided that adulting was a thing, and then it became this whole big nonsense. Like, I'm really confused. I'm as confused as you on the matter, Reed. But it's somebody who's probably dead now made a decision about this for everybody, and we all regret it. This is kind of my understanding of why adulting is a thing. It's so hard. So we have for options. The wounds you inflict upon yourself will lead to your death, which is true. We do know how this ritual works, and it's very heavy. It's very hard on his body, clearly. Don't you feel repulsed when you see what you're doing? It's drying on the cups, the corpses you awaken. It must touch your conscience. Or, necromancy may be part of our world, but so are plagues and famines. We need to accept them, but it doesn't make them right. 1, 2, and 3. Death, repulsed, necromancy. Winterfairy started off the vote with 1. Reed has agreed. Count says 3. Trav also says 3. 1 is, well, yes, everyone dies, and 2 is, of course, but we need it. And the vote is tied. That leaves it up to me. He doesn't care about himself, clearly. So number 1 is not necessarily going to move him. Because he doesn't care about himself, number 2 is likely not going to move him either. I actually think that 3 is the right way, is the correct way forward. So I'm going to go with the 3s. Sorry, ones. We need to accept them, but it doesn't make them right. He stares into his codex, tapping his fingers against each other. There's thoughtfulness in his silence, if not approval. Yep, that was definitely. You know what? I'm not even going to let you vote again, guys, on this screen because I feel strongly, I'm taking the initiative on myself, be very proud, that the next way we need to go is you may feel strongly about the undead now, but you already changed your views before. You used to reject any sort of pagan magic. I think that follows up what we said just too well, so that's what we're going with. I do this at least once a stream, Reed. This is not new. It's just rare. So yeah, no vote required, Winter Fairy. We're just gonna go with it. That's how I'm feeling right now. Both his light and dark eyes are staring at you, as if you're some mysterious mushroom. Mayhap, he says slowly, but I follow no pagan teachings. What I try to master was shown to me by the only spirit, and I'd rather hide my soul than stain it against right's will. Okay. Yeah, I know. So, we have the option of the shells you're using aren't just your own dead, you stole the corpses of other families, which would work well right here, or offering up an alternative. I actually think that I'm not going to make you guys vote again. I've decided that we're just going to do 1, then 2, and then move on. That is the way forward. I've decided. Since I get to poke the buttons. Reed, thank you for the bits. I appreciate you. I adore you too. I appreciate you. Thank you for the bits. Yay, bits. The shells you're using aren't just your own dead. You stole the corpses of other families. I'd forgive a starving child who stole a dropped plum, he starts with conviction, repeating an answer he has well memorized. But seeing your frown, his voice grows shaky. Or moving into a pillaged home, I take no pleasure in my deeds, but I've been right to stain my innocence for the sake of others. Ooh. It's getting spicy again, guys. We have to make this a good choice. The options are, but you also hurt the memories and beliefs of other families and tribes. Their will deserves to be respected. That's number 1. Number 2 is, these matters are not for a single soul to judge. It may all make sense in your eyes, but these things get more complex the deeper you dig into them. There may be consequences you can't yet see, but that are just as valid. Or, lastly, and thirdly, I should say, if you keep hurting the beliefs of others, they'll abandon you or seek their revenge. Is this the part where we go, hey, yeah, but consequences? Do we go with number 3 and be like, dude, people are getting pissed. This is not a good idea. You will have consequences. So number 1 is a gentle reminder of respecting other people, their thoughts, their feelings, their beliefs, their memories, etc. Number 2 is very much a intellectual argument for the same thing with a little emphasis on and also there could be consequences. And number 3 is, dude, consequences are coming. I have 2 votes for 3. Because Trav has just talked about them all. I think Trav's is a number 1. Winter Fairy is also a 3. So we're leaning hard on the consequences. Okay. Yeah. Like 1 is the soft, hey, there could be consequences. 3 is, or I'm sorry, 1 is the, hey, other people should be respected. 2 is the, hey, there could be consequences. 3 is, there is going to be consequences and it will hurt. The 3s have won the vote. Congratulations, chat. And all the 3s. Pat yourselves on the back. Look around, Warden. We were abandoned a long time ago. It's what led us to our deeds, and our deeds make us grow even further apart. So is the tragedy of the tormented tribes. Ah, all right. However, let me give you an alternative. There are ways to get things done without necromancy. Instead, you could support Eudocia's work and use one of her golems. Golems? He waits for you to carry on and has to think about an answer for quite a few breaths. I cannot say I've heard about it, but even if what you're saying's true, we've hardly anything to give her in return. I'll discuss it with Helvius. So now that we've broken down through his arguments, gotten through his walls, we've offered him an alternative that does not require necromancy, and he's gone, oh, I don't have to be the bad guy. Oh. Yeah, it works way better now. We must unfortunately move on from this topic. He moves his quill aside and covers his inkwell with a lid. His loud breaths grow impatient. Well, we only have one way forward now. I met this prophet at Foggy's. You tell him about Caius, his faith, past, and visions, of the great flood of rivers of faith, and of the new cities, and of the judgment of sinners. The priest listens carefully until his patience fades away. Why are you telling me all this? So, well, it's not my fault, Reed, that you have not been around. This was a very fairly far past stream that we met Caius. There is a link to my YouTube channel and the full playlist of my Roadwarden playthrough there. So you are welcome to go check it out and see if you can't track down that episode. I don't know if Helvius will turn it down, but he doesn't seem to like the undead. He may also go, oh, thank God, no more undead. I honestly think that his cruelty towards the Helvius's cruelty towards the undead is mostly that he's trying to keep up a brave face. Anyway, we could answer why we are telling him this with, I smile. You know, he's an interesting person. Maybe you two should meet one day. AKA, hey, here's another friend that could help you, or at the very least keep you company. 2 is, many claim they are guided by the right, but their visions can't all be true at once. How am I to know who speaks the truth? Just, hey, maybe be more open-minded. Maybe this guy can help you do that. 3 is, I think he's crazy. So is anyone who claims to be directly led by the right, so pointing out that maybe you've gone down the crazy path as well. Or 4, I clear my throat. I just wanted to hear what you think about it. Which is an opportunity to go, I respect your opinion, and I would like to hear what you think about it, to take him seriously. Count's like, I want 3, but hell no, this is not the time. I do, I speak the truth. I am a priest and study. Don't be stupid. Sitting. Reed says 4. Yeah, no, sometimes keyboards mangle things. The G and F key are very close together. Trav also says 4. Count says 4. Yeah, so 1 is definitely, hey, make a friend. 2 is, Well, you both seem to be guided by the right directly. 3 is, well, he's crazy, and I think you're crazy too. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Or 4 is, I wanted to hear what you had to think about it. I'm respecting you as a person who is learned. And the 4s are 3 votes out of 5 viewers, so I'm assuming we're going with 4. Yeah, it goes with how we started this conversation. It is definitely the most respectful answer out of all of these. He leans away, not sure if you're serious. I'd need to talk to him on my own, he says slowly, but I'd be worried to trust a prophet who's not doing with their life as much as they already can. There's pride in his posture and strength in his voice. I may be pushing this too far, but can't you see I'm trustworthy? I don't wish you harm. And to be quite frank, we don't. We turned Theus down. She wanted to do to White Marshes what she did to Steep House, which is to say, destroy it. And we have turned down every offer of that. So I guess we're done here. We'll end this conversation, obviously. But yeah, we are most definitely trying to gain his trust so that we can help, not to judge, not to do any of the rest of it. So the ones have it, like, unanimously. Les, please, come on, trust me. Come on, dude, I'm trying so hard here. We'll also give him the option to come to anything he decides to do here. Yep. Indeed, Reed. I can't, and I still don't understand you, Warden. You came here. His hesitant voice is interrupted by a weak cough, which leaves droplets of blood on his hand. Distracted, he wipes his hand on his robe, mixing the blood with dried ink. I guess we're done here. He spares you an absent glance, then turns around, steps away from the table, and falls on his knees. The cabin is so tiny he can lean his hands against the wall. Why do you let me hear this voice again? You think about a response, then realize it's not you who's currently being addressed. I carry all the answers you taught me, yet I'm so torn. I begged you to give me a steady hand, but even now I'm lost, burnt by the things I asked you about. Do we lower our head? Do we let him finish in peace, or do we give him a pat on the back, an offer of encouragement, of strength, of companionship, of help? He's got something, Winter Fairy. It's possibly consumption. It could just be that he is very ill. Count has started off the vote with 3. Give him a pat on the back. So 1 is head, 2 is peace, 3 is pat. 1, 2, or 3, chat. What will it be? You guys tell me. Winter Fairy says 2. Let him finish in peace. Reed agrees with 3. So the 3s are in the lead. He's dying. Days left until zombie apocalypse 13. Yeah, no kidding, Trav. Sorry, Awkward also says 3. Ooh. Trav says 2. Indeed, Count, indeed. We're going to give him a pat on the back because that was the consensus in chat and is also the kindness that I would hope all of my friends would do for each other. So let us show him that he is not alone and that he has help. His exhaustingly long prayer gets harder to understand the longer it goes on. The priest's accent gets thicker, while at the same time he adds more and more words from a deer's tongue and mentions names and events you've never heard of before, as if his worries need a lifetime to unravel. You may not convince the man to trust you, but you've awoken his long-buried fears. After what feels like an hour, the sobbing, snotty man uses the bench to support his sore legs. He stands up and approaches the door. Come, Warden. Time to fix this. All of this. So, do we thank him to show our appreciation for him listening to us? Do we tell him he's doing the right thing to encourage him forward, or do we straighten up proudly as if this is our win? 1, 2, or 3. Thank you, you're doing the right thing, or straighten. The vote starts with count as 1, and Reed agrees, so the ones are in the lead. What would the rest of chat like to vote? Assuming everyone wishes to vote. It is optional after all. So Trav says, yes, of course, we show respect to him. He's already decided. He doesn't need the reassurance from us because we aren't who he listens to. That's a good point. Yeah, no, Reed, also a good point. If someone told you to, you'd be as well. Yeah. No, I will not stop doing Discord things. You just live with it. So yes, the thank yous have won. Here we go, guys. The gust of night wind eases your breath. Only now do you realize how much sweat has gathered behind your back. The small crowd of villagers still surrounds the pond, fearfully observing the building from above candles and lanterns. The prophet, who needs to lean against a walking stick, raises his free hand. The candlelight touches his back, but his exhausted face is covered by darkness. I was wrong all this time, he utters. We need to go back. The silence, disturbed by working undead, turns into a mixture of relieved gasps, resentful shouts, and demands to explain what's going on. Orentius walks down the stairs while Helvius moves by him, grabs your arm, pushes you into a group of... They lead you away from the commotion toward your mount. Are you going to make me ride during the night is option 1, or we walk in silence, which is option 2. For the record, Winter Fairy, the Discord server that you are in of mine is a private server. I do not have a public stream server or a semi-public stream server for my stream crew yet. Someday, but we haven't gotten that far. So, but yes, all of the majority of the people here are friends with me on Discord, but not necessarily in my Discord server. Just FYI. I am in Reed's server. He does have a stream server. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's why Reed is admonishing me for doing Discord things. Hey, Crafty Blue 444. I realize that you are someone who has changed their name recently because I helped you change it. Anyway, welcome in, welcome in. Glad you could join us. So the current vote is 1 vote for 1, 2 votes for 2. 3 votes for 2. I guess we're walking in silence. We are not going to push it with the guards of White Marshes. We walk in silence. The woman who previously took away your dagger sounds exhausted and reaches for the sack containing your axe. You'll spend the night in a shed, she instructs, so you pick up your belongings. The guards are tense and keenly observe the growing crowd. Seems like no one will get a good sleep tonight. Before I go to sleep, I block the door with a barrel and make sure my blade is at hand. My apologies for the lack of warning to my non-subscribers. They are currently in an ad. Pray for them. Pray for them, chat. We have paid good money to sleep in sheds. We have indeed. Please, chat, tell the non-subscribers that we are praying for them during this ad break. That we feel for their suffering. I'm just gonna wait for the ad break to finish up. So, what do you guys think about our conversation with Orentius? Our confrontation with him. We have somewhat subscriber chat every time we have an ad break. So, what are your thoughts and feelings? And by the time you guys all express yourselves, the ad will be very much done. No worries, Reed. As I said, if you want to head to lurking, you are welcome to do so. If you just want to fall asleep to me reading this game, by all means, please do. But yeah, I think we did very well in our conversation with Laurentius. It went better than I expected. I was scared. It was difficult. That is such a good point, Trav. We were all on the edge of our seats trying to get through that conversation, but in the end, we broke him down and we got him to realize the error of his ways. So we succeeded in our aim to peacefully deal with the undead problem. Although there's probably still more to do with the undead, but we did it without violence and destruction, which is nice. White Marshes being one of the harder villages to talk over makes a lot of sense considering how isolated they've become in the peninsula. Like, everything we've heard about them is people going, ugh, necromancers, don't deal with them. So it makes sense that they were difficult, but the bandits were even worse. So I'm not even sure the bandits will speak with us again, to be quite frank. We've made them mad. Oopsies. Glaucia is not a nice person, nor is she a happy person. That's for dang sure. In any case, you wake up to the terrible stench of burning, rotten flesh. Once you leave the shed, you head to Soda Pop quickly. It's sleepy, hugging a corner as it trembles, but you find no wounds on it, nor any issues with your bundles. As you spend a few minutes to help it relax, you finally realize there are no undead in sight. The pyres beneath their gathered corpses are far away in the back of the village, but the flames and smoke are visible even from a great distance. There's a large group surrounding Orentius's house. The rumor reaches you on its own. Soon after the first awoken was touched by fire, the priest collapsed. He now mutters through his visions, but doesn't wake up. Oh no. Yeah, I don't believe that Helvius. The thing is though, I get the thing about Helvius that I see is that his disdain, his arrogance is a mask. It is him feeling like, yes, he clearly enjoys the power of being the mayor and being kind of in charge, but I do not believe that all of that was necessarily from a point of ha ha ha, I'm in charge, but more just trying to cover his inadequacies, because he also sees the failing of his village and how everyone is getting so skinny and suffering and leaving and all that, and there's fear underneath it, a lot more than necessarily pride and arrogance. So yes, we have definitely weakened his power as the mayor with Orentius being so sickly now, but at the same time, Orentius was already making himself sick by participating in the use of undead over and over again. He's weakening himself over and over again. So yeah. I mean, we're going to check Valens just to see if Valens has anything to say first. Anyways, because he's our friend. We helped him with his heartbreak. He's my favorite NPC. So he's my second favorite NPC. My first favorite is Foggy's, but he's my second favorite NPC. I like Valens a lot. We liked his little quest. So we're gonna see what he has to say before we go talk to Helvius, but we are here to help. Yeah, he offers you a nut. I have some supplies I don't need. Yeah, we can apparently sell things, but we have nothing to sell. Oopsie daisies. Farewell. So, the locals keep their distance, focusing on their overwhelming work. Time to talk to Helvius. You find him on top of the wall, helping a few locals place a new brick. You wonder if the construction will ever be finished. The village is now so quiet and empty that you hardly recognize it anymore. Helvius looks down at you, then turns away. You've put a lot of work on me, Warden, on all of us. Get out of my face with your petty troubles. So, we can answer his aggressiveness with aggressiveness by calling him scum. Number 1 is scum. Number 2 is a far more gentle reminder. You're still the mayor of this village. Don't turn away the only road warden you have. AKA, hey, you are still in charge here. I am still respecting that. I'm still here to help. Or 3, spare him no more than a shrug and just ignore his anger and his tantrum. 1, 2, or 3. Scum, mayor, or shrug. Chat, you know what to do. Trav says 2. He's angry. There's nothing that will make him happy, but it will mean that at least we aren't adding to it. Yeah, that's a very good point. Count says, let's try 2. Hopefully he will see it as support. Crafty Blue also says 2. Winter Fairy agrees. Yeah, the 2s unanimously win. We are going to be kinder than we are being offered because they need the kindness more than we do. Like, we get where they're coming from. This sucks. He lets out a joyless chuckle. You're the second one this year. May the right keep us safe from them and make your end bloody. After a moment and a few angry scowls from the other villagers, you walk away. Well, at least he tolerates us. I have a feeling it will get better. But it is morning. We're gonna go talk to the druid because we need to let him know what happened. A white and brown hawk is sitting in the middle of the path, tearing away flesh off its furry prey. Once it realizes you're riding straight at it, it takes to the air, leaving with its meal, not even sparing you a glance. Thyrsius welcomes you by widely spreading his arms and creepers. I don't know what you did, he shouts long before you reach his house, but the messenger was here. Orientis, know-all-thing priest, has washed his ears? His laughter makes his amulet rattle. What happened, Warden? You answer a few of his questions, enough for him to grow bored of this exchange, but even then, he keeps wandering along the scarp. Alright, well, we've let him know, I guess. I'm gonna check my journal, see what else we have to do. Gale Rocks, and confront Theus. Gale Rocks and Theus. Well, let's be honest. Gale Rocks will be far, far easier. Theus is going to be a pain in our ass. Yeah, we still have to deal with the bandits. So, since we're so far north, let's just go to Gale Rocks. Then we might take, again, a wander through the gate to the hideout, and then deal with Howler's Dell last, just because Theus is such a bitch, and we're kind of avoiding her. We are kind of avoiding her. We're mad. The workers are now resting, preparing themselves for the arrival of the fishers, while the younger locals still have to move wares and tools between the buildings. Wherever there's a table or a bench, there are people feasting on roasted fish and fresh fruits. The smell of herbs burn your nostrils. The youngsters are focused on their play, overseen by the elders, but even they seem to have little energy left. The laziness covers everyone like a fresh blanket. Soon after your arrival, a few of the locals approach you with springy steps, and you find no excuse to avoid a bit of chit-chat. Yay, chit-chat. I'm gonna go to the cook. I would like a meal. She notices your arrival, but doesn't spare you more than a nod, still focused on the tasks at hand. So, do we work for 2 hours for our meal, or do we just pay a dragon? A dragon bone coin. That is the vote, guys. I'll let you vote on this one. Work or pay, 1 or 2. You guys know what to do. I am counting on all of you. Count says 2. Pay. It does respect our work, yes. We worked very hard for that respect. Reed also says pay. Can we barter for a ration too? Unfortunately, no. We have a single bunch of wild plants and we need 2. Count says 1, but Crafty Blue says 2. So, we're gonna pay. We're gonna pay for the meal. You reach for your pouch and the cook turns around, grabbing this and that and placing whatever she finds on the table. You're served a few salad leaves, each wrapped around a fish to pick from. A salted one, a smoked one, and a baked one. You enjoy bits of each and finish with a sliced cucumber and some peas from a bowl. Delicious. I'm gonna go get a bath. Tell me about your services. We get baths for free. Now we don't need a bath. Look at that. Full stats. Step away. All right. It is time to deal with Gelrox. Severina, here we come. You ascend the hill. The guard stands up and puts his woodwork on a pillow, then asks you to wait. You hear his and the head woman's voices coming from the hall, and once the man returns, he nods gently. You're asked to enter, so we follow him inside. Severina puts away her writing instruments and looks at you with a gentle smile. Is everything all right? I bring news from White Marshes. The local necromancer has agreed to abandon his practice. She exchanges looks with her surprised guards and then reaches for a wax tablet. Do tell. She interrupts your tale often, seeking lies and omissions. Finally, her violet eyes smile gently. Not only did you deal with the danger, you saved the bridge between our villages. She notes something on a wax tablet. You're free to spread the news, she tells the man in front of the table, then looks at you. We will catch a much deeper rest tonight, Sauron. You're exceeding expectations. Yeah, that's essentially the conversation every time. Oh my god, the Roadwarden again. What does he want? But she's warming up to us now. Also, we fixed White Marshes, so I had a feeling we needed to deal with White Marshes first. Absolutely. So now we can deal with the case against Glaucia's band. She was very salty in the beginning, Reed. You've no idea. Yeah, exceeded expectations. That's glowing praise from this woman. She does not give us the time of day most of the time, so that I feel pretty proud of us, chat. We did good. We did a good thing. All right. I am ready to present my case against Glaucia to the council. So you say. Severina moves away from the table slowly and with a tired sigh stands up, though it doesn't make her much taller. After seeing the head woman's nod, the crossbowman leaves her weapon leaning against the chair and runs outside. It will take a while before my granddaughter gathers everyone here. A few of the elders like to pretend she's not there. I'll pick up some berries with honey for us. She heads upstairs, followed by the unusual creaking of the planks. The perfumed guard approaches you with an awkward smile. I won't ask you to leave your blade in another room, but it would be impolite to face the council, well, he points to your axe, like a thug. So, do we purse our lips and say, my equipment is where it should be, like the prissy bitch that we could be? Or do we take a deep breath and undo our belt and hand it over? Here you go. We do like that guard. He's been nothing but kind, actually. He's even spoken up on our behalf on occasion. So I have no problems with two, but one is lips, two is belt. Of which my choices and words is a little bit suggestive, but not meaning to be. I'm innocent, I promise. One or two, chat, you know what to do. I'm counting on all of you. Count says two. Crafty Blue says two as well. Let's make every possible impression. In this moment, I was making innocent suggestions, Reed. Thank you very much. We have the twos are in the lead so far. Who else wants to weigh in? With Reed's vote, the twos have won. And yes, I'm aware you just have to give me shit, Reed. I'm just giving you shit back. You know me, I sassy. Here you go. We will be polite and not have anything but our dagger in our boot. Many sweetened berries later, the room feels crowded by comparison with your regular visits, even though there's less than 24 people spread around the benches or sitting on the stairs. You're told to sit down on Severina's chair, facing the entire council. For now, they're mostly ignoring your presence, chatting about the increasing frequency of gatherings such as this one. We do send to make them do this. We're not getting any younger, darling, says an elder introduced to you as the previous head fisher, and Severina responds to him with a smile warmer than any you've seen from her. That's all right. No one here gets old quicker than I do behind this desk, she responds, and the man chuckles. Oh my gosh, she has a sense of humor, you guys. That's crazy. You've met some of them already, but the perfumed man is eager to announce every newcomer to you, dropping many names and the roles they are responsible for. Most of the elders are described to you by their past trades: artisans, overseers, fighters, and one storyteller, drawing a lot of attention with her hoarse yet sonorous jokes. Even the faces you recognize look different, wearing elegant tunics, robes, and dresses, with jewelry that, for once, doesn't get in the way of their tiresome labor. Aside from them, there are a few younger people: the head salter, head cooper, head cook. Even though their backs are stronger, they seem more timid, not willing to interrupt the elders in their decades-old conversations. I observe the door, waiting for the last soul. Gasping for air, Photios runs inside, still buckling his belt, explaining that there was more work to do. No one seems surprised, and one of the other artisans pats his shoulder. Come, come, have a honeyed berry. His predecessor invites him loudly, but Severina claps her hands a few times, encouraging everyone to take a seat. She stays at the spot just next to the desk, and for the first time you notice the subtle scent of violet flowers that surrounds her. We have rough hours ahead of us, we do, she starts. The Roadwarden wants us to reconsider the ties between our village and Glaucia's group. It's our group as well, the Fletcher chips in, and after the head digger scoffs, starting to respond, the head woman claps again. We ain't arguing right now. She runs her eyes over the crowd with a reprimand. Over this summer, we've all had a chance to present our views thoroughly. Let's allow the outsider to speak in peace, and once this is done, she meets your eyes, we'll open the discussion and move to the vote so the officials of Havlavin may know our answer before autumn. The puzzled looks and murmurs make you think not everyone here was aware of the scope of the topic at hand, but they don't get much time to express their discontent. So speak, outsider, will you? Starts the old fisher, and the hall quiets down. I start with what I've already discussed with Severina. Ooh, we got choices. You describe your search for the lost merchants and the bandits' willingness to act against the council's orders. The response is mixed. Some observe you with disbelief, others with anger. But the first words you hear belong to Photios, the head fisher. I'm sure they had good reason. Reason or not, good or not, we need these tools, we do. And she takes them back south? Dominita the Cooper raises her voice. We better learn how to make iron and spices out of thin air, adds one of the elders, for we won't see that caravan again. After a few minutes of back and forth, the head woman tells you to move to the next thing, so that everyone has a broader understanding before they get bogged down by the details. All right, so we have options on what the broader understanding is. Number one is, even though Glaucia's band knows only combat, they didn't move a finger to secure the tunnel in the south. It's no surprise to me that the wilds reclaim the roads with such ease. Two is, the people of Old Pagos no longer trust you. You've lost a valuable ally. Three is, Glaucius is putting the lives of others into danger out of fear of her. I tell them about Quintus. 4. Astron is no longer around, but he also recognized the threat presented by Glaucia. People are afraid of her. Eudocia, Lasson, trade can't go on like this. 5. Both Creeks and Howler's Dell are already willing to negotiate with Havlavin. Don't let yourself stay behind. 6. If you've no doubt your support for the bandits is justified, why do most of your people have no right to know the truth about everything that Glaucia has done? She's far from being just a treasure hunter. Or lastly, 7. It's risky, but should followers of the right really provide support for a group of outlaws? I don't think 7 is the way to go. 5 is also, we're not in the place where 5 would be helpful. And 2 is also not as helpful in this moment. Yeah, we're outing Glaucia. We are saying, so Glaucia and some of her band are actually from Gale Rocks. This is the city that's been supporting them in their movement against White Marshes. We've just cleared up White Marshes. So White Marshes is no longer a thing, but they've also been stealing from the caravans that were headed to Gale Rocks, which means that she's now stealing from her own people. The vote has started with 6. And it looks like 6 is the way we're going. Although, sorry, Awkward is top down. No worries, Winterfairy. Be safe. Check in the mail. Yeah, it looks like we're starting off with 6. If you've no doubt your support for the bandits is justified, why do most of your people have no right to know the truth about everything that Glaucia has done? She's far from being just a treasure hunter. One of the toothless elders chuckles. Oh, we don't merely hide things from them. We straight out lie, for lying gets more votes. His voice drops with disdain, but Severina silences him with her stare. More of them know than you think, outsider. She turns her head towards you. But don't expect all them workers to push away their families. When I moved here as a young girl, I saw my parents only 3 times before they died. Another elder looks at you reproachfully. At least I can see my boy every season or so, and he's not a murderer, but I will not apologize for him to anyone. A few people nod in agreement, while others observe their own boots. Okay, that was fairly divided. This might be a good point to... I would suggest, this is my suggestion, we'll see if chat agrees with me, that we then use number 1. That even though Glaucia's band only knows combat, they didn't move a finger to secure the tunnel in the south. So it's no surprise to me that the wilds reclaim the roads with such ease. I think that that's kind of a good way forward. Unfortunately, Trav, we do not have that option. Although you could also do 3. Glaucia is putting the lives of others into danger out of fear of her, and tell them about Quintus. That would also be another suggested way forward. So I suppose the vote is actually between 1 and 3. For those of you who have already voted before I've finished my thoughts, feel free to vote again if you'd like. But it's between 1 and 3, and currently the 1s are in the lead. Crafty Blue also says 1. Well, it looks like 1 is the consensus, so we will do that as a way forward. Even though Glaucia's band only knows combat, they didn't move a finger to secure the tunnel in the south. It's no surprise to me that the wilds reclaimed the roads with ease. Looking after roads is harder than it sounds, stranger, starts the head woodcutter. We used to send dozens of souls every season or less, clearing and cutting. That ain't an easy task. Hearing that, you frown. You mention some of the deeds you are responsible for on the Eastern Path alone. How is it that I could do these things all by myself, while she has an entire group that's familiar with the woods, yet does nothing? The silence is cut by the absent voice of Luno, the digger. She wants the wilderness, she does. We have an ad for the non-subscribers in roughly a minute, so hold on to your hats, non-subscribers. This is your this is your warning. Enjoy your lurk, Reed. Thank you for coming. Enjoy your rest when you get to it as well. All right. Where shall we go next? So this is the part that I would say Glaucia is putting the lives of others into danger and telling them about Quintus, because Quintus has been the guard on the gate on the west side of the path through the heart of the forest. You as well, Reed. I actually think that this is the point where telling them about Quintus would be a very good idea, because of his, he's afraid to leave that gate alone. Oh no. Oh no. Interesting. I am back in chat. Hopefully my stream did not go down. But anyway, what does chat think? As much as Quintus is a member of Old Pagos, the reason why he's so scared to leave his guard duty on that gate is because Glaucia has threatened him. So as much as he's not a member of Gale Rocks, saying that she wants the wilds and then telling them about Quintus and his story and how he's afraid of her and afraid to leave his post might be for the best. Well, Winter Fairy, at least you don't have junk mail today. I'm just saying that 2 is what I feel is the best way forward, but 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, Ally, Quintus, trade, Hovlavin, or risky. 2 makes sense, as Trav has said, because I was very persuasive. And I have 3 votes for 2, so the 2s win. Gloucester's into danger. She threatened him? The salt speaker speaks with disbelief, but Severina takes your claim seriously. If we were to speak with this man sometime in the future, are you sure his testimony would not reveal you to be a liar? Seeing your nod, an uncomfortable grumbling spreads through the crowd. At least they protect the gate, one of the elders starts, but Fulvia waves it off. They could guard the gate on their own, if they were keen to do so. A brief quarrel is cut by the headwoman, who gestures for you to go on. Now that we've brought Quintus in and his threatening, saying that the people of Old Pagos no longer trust them might be a good way forward, because he's from there. So adding on that, oh, and by the way, the place that he's, the city or the village that he's even from does not even trust you anymore, and that this is part of what Glaucia is doing, is a good way forward. Astron being no longer around, but also recognizing the threat and the fact that Eudocia and Lasson are afraid of her disrupting trade is also a way forward. But I actually think that, speaking of Old Pagos, because Quintus is from there, might be the smoothest transition in the conversation. So, chat. 1, 2, 3, or 4. What does chat think? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Ally, trade, Hovlavin, risky. 1, 2, 3, or 4. You guys tell me. Travis started off the vote agreeing with my opinion. 1, ally. Winterfairy also agrees. Look at me, persuasive as can be today. Well, 3 votes out of 5 viewers. Yep, that'll do it. That clinches it with a landslide. The people of Old Pagos no longer trust you. You've lost a valuable ally. They call us thieves? Photios the fisher raises his hand in defense. We've done nothing to them. The perfumed guard sighs, giving you a sad look. After listening to the Roadwarden, I've no doubt Glaucia is to blame. She's a liar and a thief. One of the elders scoffs. Without her in the woods, we would never have been accused in the first place. Now, after all them bandits got themselves killed by the city folk, every missing pie will be our fault. They argue for a few minutes, but it seems like most people are convinced that there is only one possible thief of the statue. At least they're not denying that it's likely Glaucia that took it. So, at this point, saying that Astron's no longer around, but that the people who do trade, Eudocia, Lasson of Pelt of the North, that trade cannot go on like this, that this is a threat to Gale Rocks, might be the best way to go. However, it also might be the point where being a little risky and saying that should the followers of right really provide support for a group of bandits could also work. This is not the point to bring up Hovlavin. I think that's the point we should bring up last. But 1 or 3, between those two, which does chat think will go over best? 1 or 3. What will it be, chat? You tell me. I appreciate everybody deciding for me. Trav says 3. We should try the risky play this time. Winterfairy and Crafty Blue agrees. Ooh. They won't like it. I mean, it is the risky choice, but should we support a group of outlaws is a question. No one is refuting that she has stolen. So, count says 1 though. I mean, we'll probably stay one anyways, but the threes have it. The threes have it. It's risky, but should followers of the right really provide support for a group of outlaws? The perfumed guard speaks first. Don't go there, outsider. He tries to sound firm, but one of the elders clambers over him. And what do you think you know of the River of Order, outsider? Suddenly you're met with questions testing your knowledge, and it's no longer a secret that you don't know much about Wright's tablets or their twisted paths. The harsh looks you receive are almost as cold as the air in the room, and you try to change the topic. Okay. Yep, nope. Bringing up the trade to cover our ass. Yep. Number one is how we're going. It was a risky play. We are not a follower of the right. It would have been less risky if we had been. But we have asked the monks in the monastery about that religion. It's not that it's completely unknown to us, but yeah, we're gonna talk about trade can't go on like this. Why do we care about Asteron? You look for contempt in Domitia's eyes, but her question seems to be honest and doesn't find a clear answer. Fools are afraid of anything that doesn't boil in their pot, Porcia, the cook, shrugs this topic off. When Glaucia and I were little lasses, she wouldn't even break a squab's neck. A few other anecdotes follow, such as the one about her always caring for her parents, but Rufina calls for them to shut it. Don't speak of her as if she were a child. She's not the same. She went from a tailor to a bandit, from not even a mother to a leader. Haven't you talked with her the last few years? She wears a different soul now. The locals exchange looks, and none of them argue with the tailor's statement. Okay, we're back on track. We're back on track. So now it's time to talk about creeks and howlers. They're already willing to negotiate with Hovlabin. Don't let yourself stay behind. The hall falls silent, and the locals stare first at you, then at their headwoman. After a few moments, she turns towards them. What is there to say? The change will come here, merely sooner than we'd expected. We were fools to think we were the ones throwing the dice. That's all I have to say. Right. So we've listened, we did, starts the old fisher, whose posture grows more lax the longer the gathering goes. But why do we trust what the outsider, he scowls at you, thinks of our matters? Severina doesn't look at you, but her voice is gentle. Our neighbors see the Roadwarden, not just a stranger. We have no promises to make. All we have to do is decide if we're ready to speak with the city officials. The artisans haven't spoken with the Roadwarden about our trade, starts Albus the Salter. The city may see no point in sending their mouthpiece here at all. Portia the cook mentions that from what she's heard at her diner, you did some good for the villagers. Photios admits enthusiastically that you've helped him more than he expected you to. One of the elders, Paulus's grandmother, mentions the help you offered to her family. Luno, the digger, says that the day when the village may once again need to use the southern tunnel may be approaching quickly, and that thanks to your help, it won't take as much effort. I look around, waiting for everyone to speak. The perfumed man clears his throat. All right, better get to the discussion before we fall asleep. I vote a strong yes, anyway. The news the Roadwarden brought to us about old Pegos is enough to convince me. Come, Sauron. He nods at you and heads towards the exit, and thus the two of us leave the hall. You follow the scent of cloves until the man closes the door behind you, and you hear the thudding window shutters on the ground floor of the keep. As you approach the gate, the village seems more empty than usual, but the smoke doesn't stop coming from the buildings of artisans. There's no time to stop the work. The guard tells you to stay nearby, places his pillow on the stairs, and sits down. He observes you for some time, then takes out his usual knife and focuses his attention on a new wooden log. So, do we wander nervously around the yard, biting our nails at the decision that they will make, or do we distract ourselves and look at the object in his hands and ask him what he's carving? Because every time we've met him in front of this building, he has been carving something. The vote has started with a 2. Chat with him, and Winter Fairy agrees. Well, chat, you know what to do. Tell me we shall pick. Count also agrees with talking to him. I'm down. Let's chat him up. What are you carving? He shows you what looks like a few tiny planks, already the log, as well as 4 wheels cored in the center. It will be a wagon. Last time I made a wheeled fish. I'm good with wheels, he explains, giving you a warm yet sad smile. Do we say, well, then I won't bother you and wander around the yard nervously anyway? Or do we ask, you got a kid? I look at his wrinkles. A grandkid? Are we going to pester him for his personal life? Or are we going to leave him to his carving? Trav votes to extrapolate. Count agrees. What does the rest of chat want to do? 1 is wander, 2 is kid. 1 is wander, 2 is kid. Feel free to jump in the chat and vote. But for all you lurkers out there, feel free to sit back, relax, and enjoy. At some point, my chat will come to a consensus, or I will make the decision. Crafty Blue says kid. All right, we have 4 votes in chat for talk about the kids or grandkids. Let's do this. He grins. Oh, I have quite a family, I do. But this one is for my daughter. I'm still new at crafts, but she ain't picky. You ask him how old she is, and his eyes seem both defeated and accepting. 30. She merely holds the soul of a child. She won't ever go to the hills, beach, or forest, but has a good imagination, she does. I used to give her simple toys, swords and figurines, but she'd rather play with the ones that can move, and wheels are the easiest for me. You spend some time chatting about his experience, and the time goes quicker. Every now and then, some sort of screaming or laughter reaches you from the keep, but other than that, the closed door and windows keep you without a clue. After more than an hour, both you and the man are called inside. Aw, yeah. That's sweet. He's a good dad. Let's go in then. The eyes inside the keep are tired, yet kind, and you catch a few smiles. The council sits on the benches, with one of the elders napping, and some of the younger members look longingly at the exit. The windows are opened once again, but the air is still stale, in part because of the flower perfumes. Severina is standing behind her desk, leaning on the top, and welcomes you with a nod. You notice that many of her wax tablets have switched places, and half of them are open. The vote is done. Strong yes, she states solemnly. If Glaucia wants to remain one of us, she needs to bring her band here and stay free of robbery. We don't trust the officials and merchants, but your words and deeds are enough to make us eager to negotiate with them. Now, let's disband and eat something. I thank the council. We did it, guys! We did it! Congratulations, chat. We did it. Exactly. Many of the souls thank you for trying to make a change, while others congratulate you. The old fisher, who found himself something stronger to drink, feels it's necessary for him to take you to the side and explain that you shouldn't trust the guilds or priests anyway. You mostly nod, not entirely paying attention. Another elder pats your shoulder, whispering that you have quite the support here, but leaves before you can ask him what he means by that. The younger members of the council help the elders cross the yard, and as they engage in friendly chatter, they forget about the gathering quickly. The head woman stops you before you follow from their lead. There's one more thing, Sauron. Coming from her lips, your name sounds strange to you. If you don't have to depart for Hovlavin just yet, can you pass our decision to Glaucia? So, we can go, what? No way, she's going to kill me. Or, and for nothing in return, I expect. So, do we point out that we've kind of already pissed off Glaucia? Or do we negotiate a reward in advance? Trav starts off the vote with 1. It's a pretty good point. Count says 1 as well. He agrees. What does the rest of chat think? Can't collect payment if we're dead. That's a good point too. Crafty Blue also says 1. That's fair. We have a pretty solid vote for 1, because we know what she's like and she's crazy. Yeah, they've made some major concessions for us. Asking them for cash is a bit inappropriate right now. Yeah, we've kind of, I mean, outside of pissing off Theus, because we still need to confront her about her bad behavior. At one point, we were friends with everybody, or have worked steadily to become friends with everybody. And technically speaking, most of Howler's Dell is perfectly fine with us. It's just Theus who's mad. What? No way. She's going to kill me. I doubt it. On the other hand, by not bringing her the news, you'll make her life much harder, and so it would be unwise to return to the peninsula after winter. Give her the time to prepare herself and to make the choice out of her will, not hunger. She'll spare you. As a messenger, I deserve my pay. She smirks. What do you need? So, we could say free food. We could say free room when we sleep here. We could say free repairs, 5 free repairs to our gamison, but we know how to fix our own gamison, so that's pretty useless to us. We could say I may be in need of a boat and I could use a discount, but we are not in need of a boat. We absolutely have a boat. Or I don't need any favors, just make sure everyone learns I'm useful, which we've done before. My suggestions would be food or room. The room will mean that we might be able to actually make money with the fishermen in Gale Rocks instead of spending half the day working for our place to sleep. Free food is also a reasonable request, but it only costs us 2 hours or a dragon coin for a meal. I mean, the dragon coin is a little overexpensive, but the 2 hours of assistance to have a decent meal is not that big a deal. Yeah, Foggy is just around the corner as well. And, we get 4 meals per dragon coin from her. And it is half a day of work for that room, guys. Like, it's an obnoxiously expensive room compared to everywhere else we go. And Howler's Dell is a 2 dragon coin stay. But we also get the room, breakfast, and washed, and our laundry and a bath. So, yeah, we're taking the free room. Very well. Speak with Fulvia in the evening. She should have a room to spare. She's in the building just at the edge of the small vegetable field, close to the gate. Great. She observes you without a word, but her fingers are tapping on the table. The guard gives you a telling look. And I have nothing else to say, so farewell. Whew! We did it, guys. That was intense as well. That is 2 intense meetings that we have had. Today has been a day of confrontation. Oh boy, did we adult in this game today. But it is late in the day for us. There's 2 hours and 30 minutes before dusk. We could reach Foggy's in that time, but why? We could just sleep here, and we can do it for free now. So let's sleep. An elder allows you to spend the night in crude conditions. In return, she requires an absurd payment or half a day of your labor, but our rent is now free, so here we go, to sleep away the day. Baths and like room and baths are now free for us here. It's very nice. You're surrounded by darkness. You quickly gather your things and leave the room without a word from the keeper, who's sitting outside next to the open door. The village is hurriedly preparing for a busy day. The workers gather the wagons at the gates, push the barrels onto the barge, move equipment out of the sheds, and shove meals into their bags. The alleys aren't much calmer. The overseers are waking up their crews and discussing their goals and plans. The only souls that can afford a longer rest are the children and the elderly. A few of the locals approach you with springy steps, and you find no excuse to avoid a bit of chit-chat. We actually can talk to the fisher about work now. I'm gonna do that. Some of the fishers are still a bit sleepy, and Photios makes sure to see all the preparations go smoothly. So, shall we make a bit of coin? We have 6. And then we can come back for a bath. Shall we make a bit of coin today? Deal or no deal? Coin or no coin? I've got 2 votes for coin. Crafty Blue also saying coin. Let's make some money. All right, let's do it. Need help with the fishing today? You'll keep an eye on the caught fish, equipment, and resting fishers. This task will take you an entire day and may get dangerous. But if so, you will get an extra dragon bone for the danger. So we will either make 2 coins or 3. And we will get fed. So, here we go. Yeah, we absolutely could settle down in Gale Rocks and they would welcome us. But we've also made it so that we could settle down in creeks too, and we like them better. They're less angry all the time. To be fair, since the very beginning of the time, since our very first visit to Gale Rocks has warmed up to us as well. But we're gonna work. Work, 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 work. Ooh, we got paid extra. A flock of harpies tries to strike one of the spearfishers that was hunting from a rock, but your group managed to fight it off. Even you, the frontline fighter, got away safe, with your armor protecting you from any threats, but you got covered with mud and salt in the process. In the middle of the day, you receive a fresh roasted fish with a bowl of cold veggie stew and an extra dragon bone for your efforts. Look at that, guys. And we didn't have to go out to the pier and back to even help with the task, so that helped a lot. See you later. Time for a bath. You find him while he's collecting empty buckets around the village, ready to carry them to his regular spot at the bridge. What is it, outsider? Got dirty? Yes, we did. And we don't pay for the bath either, so we are making money. All right. So yeah, look at that. Nicely full stats. Beautiful, beautiful. It is 3.5 hours before the end of the day, which means we can get to somewhere. We can get to Foggy's. We need to go talk to Glaucia again, which is unfortunate. We could go to Creeks. We could spend a night at Creeks. We've not done that in a while. Should we go talk to Creeks? Tell them that White Marshes is pretty okay? I'm going to Creeks. I want to talk to my Creeks peeps. They's nice peeps. We like them a lot. A few souls carrying wooden and stone weapons and tools are just leaving the village. Once you reach the yard, you hear the cozy rustling of shrubs growing on the other side of the palisade. Let's go talk to Ela for a second. He's preparing the planks for a simple tablecloth. He smiles and puts away his tools. Welcome back, friend. Good to see that you stay safe on the roads. The north will be a bit safer. The priest of White Marshes has agreed to no longer use the undead. He stops in his work and looks at you in silence, waiting for you to carry on. I can't say I was all that familiar with any of this, he says once you're done with your tale, but I'm happy you managed to avoid violence. You truly are our Roadwarden friend. I've also made some additional progress with the Eastern Path. I placed the sign. Were there even more issues? I'm listening. I placed the sign just like you asked. He exhales and nods gently. Thanks, friend. I was thinking about it, and it may be a good opportunity for us to visit that mountain after all. There's a lot to talk about, and there will be even more in spring. Here, he hands you 2 dragon bones that he already held in a pocket of his pants. So, should we just take them without a word, or say, I'm glad to see you got your senses back? Because remember, he, freaked out when we said, hey, we opened up that path to the tribe of the Green Mountain, and he was like, holy shit, no, don't do that. That's bad. Here, put a sign there and we went and did it because we're not mean. But he's like, well, maybe opening up relations with that tribe might not be a bad idea. He's had time to think about it. Count starts off the vote with 2 senses. Trav has disagreed and said, let's not be a dick about it and just take the money. Just take the money, don't say anything. Winter Fairy agrees with Trav. We're on pretty good terms with Ela, but that does not necessarily mean that he will accept everything we say with the amount of kindness or humor we would want to give it as a behind the scenes. Crafty Blue has also voted with 1, so the 1s win this round. I grabbed them without a word. I'm surprised you keep finding something to do. This land really is a mess. I restored the brook ford that connects the eastern road with the heart of the forest. I know the place. I don't think we're going to see that many wagons going through there in the next few seasons, but it must have been quite a few hours of work for a single shell, and quite close to the beasts. You realize he's not as much addressing you as thinking out loud while reaching for the wooden case. His fingers play with the contents for a bit until he takes 2 dragon bones out of it. 1 for the labor, 1 for the threat. You must say, not too bad for carrying rocks. Do we smile and say true, true, or do we scowl at him without a word? Yeah, it's not bad. Considering the variable value of dragon bone coins, it's actually not bad. But 1 or 2, smile or scowl. Chat, you know what to do. Winter Fairy starts off the vote with 1. Crafty Blue and Trav agrees. As far as I'm concerned, the 1s have won. So we will say true, true. I'll let you know if there's anything else. He sighs, looking at the amount of work ahead of him. So, I will see you later. Soda Pop is observing the monkeys moving on the surface of the rock face, swinging its tail. The rock face is over here, by the way. Anyways, we will go talk to Ephron. Heads up to the non-subscribers in my chat, both lurking and not. There is an ad in about a minute. This is your warning. So when the ad runs, I have temporary subscriber chat going on. Let's go check on an Ephron, because, you know, he's had it rough recently. You find him sitting at the main square, using one of the log-made tables to fix his club by swapping one of the broken obsidian blades with a new one. He welcomes you with a bow. Good fortune to you, friend. I need your help on High Island. It will make us even. What? What am I, a fish? He emphasizes his question by grabbing his hat's jaw. I'm going to kill you if you let me drown. Salt water tastes like pee. Before you ask him how much does he know about the taste of piss, he raises his voice proudly. You had my word, and I'll be ready to answer your call, friend. All right, I walk away. Have a good hunting. He seems to be doing okay. I know that we already had 4 for gather a crew, but I figured might as well. Doesn't seem to update, but whatever. All right, Old Hava. I am going to buy a chicken, and I'm going to buy a fish trap. I'm just gonna. I just did it. We has a chicken, chicken. Farewell. She cracks her knuckles. All right. It is time to do the slep. Sleeping at your place. A pile of fresh furs is waiting for you. For some time, you'll hear the steps and conversations of your neighbors, but the conditions are better than in most common rooms, and the locals respect the rest of the others. Yay! We do a slep. Your first sleep ends and you take care of your regular chores, doing your best not to draw the attention of the crowded room. Once you get back on your pile of furs, it's as comfortable as an inn bed, but it's not easy for you to doze off. The noises that reach you are difficult to misinterpret. A man and a woman are moaning, moving in their spot, though you see mostly darkness. After another few minutes, similar sounds reach you from another spot. Do we cringe because we really tried to sleep? Do we whisper just a bit quieter to remind them that they're not alone? Or, this isn't too bad? What do we feel? What do we think about spicy times, guys? What do we think about spicy times? One, two, or three. Cringe, whisper, or... All right, then. Cringe, whisper, or nice. Nice is the key word. 1, 2, or 3. Cringe, whisper, or nice. You know what to do, chat. 3. This is their place. We can only hear them because they're awake. Not our place to complain. Winterfairy also says 3. Crafty Blue says nice. We know that Creeks is a very open and a very open place. So it looks like we are gonna go with this thing. This isn't too bad. Some people are preparing to leave, others are in deep sleep. There are loud conversations coming from the main square, where people are sitting with plates of cold meat and bowls of gruel, chatting about the plans for the day. Soda Pop is well rested, satisfied with grass. So, do we want to help the locals? Do we want to make some money? Coins or no coins, chat? Coins or no coins? That is the question. That's a fair complaint, Count, but, you know, if we decide to retire to Creeks, we've got options. So, the vote is coins or no coins. 1 or 2. Coins or no coins. What shall we do? Chat, I'm counting on you. I have 2 votes for coins. Anybody else want to weigh in? Am I purposely delaying us getting to Glaucia's band? Maybe. Are we broke? Sort of. Not really. We have some amount of money. But I've got 3 votes for coins, so we are going to spend the day helping. And we'll make 3 coins out of it. The hunters could use an extra blade, especially if they get hemmed while returning with their prey or a wounded team member. This task will take you an entire day and may get dangerous, but we will make 3 coins and have a full belly. We could get it done today. We absolutely could. We're gonna go jump in the stream and wash off the day's work. And then we're gonna travel. I am gonna go to Foggy's. The screeching birds are sitting on the logs of the palisade. Some of them observe you, but the group doesn't cease its squabbling. There are dozens of feathers scattered around the yard, as well as some bloodstains on an apron that's hung on the fence. Hi, Foggy. You smell food. There are empty bowls and mugs scattered around right next to a bucket with water. Foggy looks at you through the hole leading to the attic. She gets down, having only one arm doesn't seem to hinder her. She welcomes you with a Stenstonian, cheerful shout. Hello, love! Good to see you in one piece. White Marshes won't be overtaken by its undead. Orentius agreed to abandon dark magic. He did? She waits for your nod, then bursts into laughter. Splendid! Tell me everything, love. Right when you start, she gestures for you to sit down at the table and uses her hand and spells to pour herself a cup of dense mead while you get a mug of birch sap with honey. She listens patiently, then leans away, scratching her chin with her wrist. When I was younger, we had it easier than you do now. Her wide grin carries more charm than playfulness. Before the war, there were all these patrols, wardens, monks. Not many folk were eager to solve their issues with force. We, adventurers, only asked for a target and the pay. No one asked us to judge human hearts. I don't envy you, she points at you with her cup. Trying to hold both an axe and your wits, I'm glad you do well with them both. Aw, that's sweet. Do we have something to sell? No. Do we have something we want to buy? Nope. Alright, it is time for another sleep. We won't be as pretty as always, but that's okay. We can catch a bath on the way if we need to. Listening to the grunts of the annoyed soda pop makes you feel uneasy, but at least the furs covering the floor are helping you relax. You don't even notice when it's already morning, and while the smell coming from the lower floor is not inviting, at least it's not you who has to take care of it. Foggy smiles to you. Anything else? We're gonna have an eat. She stretches out her arm and grabs a bowl. Give me a moment. You sit down at the clean table. After a moment, the keeper brings you roasted badger meat with mushroom sauce and a bowl of simple cabbage soup. Ooh, we've had that one before. That one's good. Once you're done, Foggy packs the leftovers for you as a snack for the rest of the day and mentions that you've already paid for another 3 meals. Yeah, Glaucia will not care how we look, but it is time for us to go. We can get a bath at the Statue of a Woman. No big deal. It's a hop, skip, and a jump down the way. The lake's surface is gentle, interrupted only by the jumping fish and shiny dragonflies. The statue stands in all of its glory, observing the road and those who use it. The coin you left in the wooden bowl is no longer here. I will continue washing myself in the stream, and then let's see if the fish trap had any luck. Sadly, the trap is not only empty, but also damaged beyond repair. Some sort of predator might have been a saurian, a wolf, a runner, or a different creature with large claws has decided to steal your catch. To do so, it tore the vines apart and broke through the wood. Well, we have another one. So we'll just set it up here. You place the basket on the ground, then grab a bowl and start digging, looking for a few larger worms. You bait the stick and push it inside the basket, locking it between the sides. Then cover the entrance with the lid. Tying it together takes you a few good moments, but will be easier later on. You attach the entire trap to the tree and place it on the brook, moving it around to make sure it stays in place. Who knows how long it will take before something large enough swims inside. Still, it would be better to not wait for too long, otherwise the prey may die of hunger, or get stolen. Alright. I am gonna go... we could just go here. 2:15. We could go here. That takes longer. We'll also could go see Eudocia, but we don't let her know about things. Nah, we need to get there. But we have so much time in the day. Yeah, let's do Glaucia. We can always backtrack to Eudocia later. We'll get to Glaucia. Ooh, good to know the badger is known for being very tender. You look at the boulder. On its surface, a fresh bloodstain holds a few yellow feathers. Oh, somebody got snapped up. We will return to the bandits' hideout. We are not even going to play with this. They're not going to be happy, but we got paid. Soda Pop stops, then steps back. Right in the middle of the road lies a cat the size of a bear, lapping the nasty pond water. You look around, but there are no other monsters. The thick fur is the color of the tree trunks, with black spots on its side and back, and glimpses of cream on the tail and the head. You notice scars spread around the shell, left by claws, tusks, and fangs of its victims. The hindpaws are larger than your head. You need a whole squad to overcome such a creature. Do we attempt to scare it away somehow? Do we assume that because it's here to drink, maybe it's not hungry, so we can quickly skirt around it? Or Do we go back the way we came? Quite possibly, Count. It might, in fact, be one of those cats. The cats are in this game are just generally as dangerous can be. Trav says 2, maybe? I'm in favor of 3, to be honest. No need to disturb it. That just sounds dumb. I have a vote for 2 and a vote for 3. What does the rest of chat want to do? Crafty Blue also votes for 3. Winter Fairy also votes for 3. All right, we're just gonna hold the reins gently. That is the vote that won. Soda Pop gladly turns around. You ride deeper into the woods. So we won't reach the other side anytime soon. We just ride back the way we came, or do we wait for the cat to get bored for as long as it takes? 1 is go back, 2 is wait. 1 is go back, 2 is wait. Count says wait, 2. And watch and learn, no less. Trav says 1. If we hang around and it gets bored, it might decide that we'd be fun to play with. Ooh. Crafty Blue agrees. So I have 2 votes for 1 and 1 vote for 2. What does the rest of chat want me to do? All the ones have it. We are just gonna return to whence we came. You hear angry shouts and grunts, then find 2 brown-furred goblins in a brighter tunnel. Their hairless faces with small eyes and large mouths are now turned towards you. They are a few steps apart, aiming at each other with one long stick and 1 club. Between them is a pair of deer antlers. Do we observe them for a bit? Do we attempt to scare them away and grab the antlers, or do we leave them to themselves? 1, 2, or 3. Observe, scare, or leave. Tell me, chat, what will it be? Crafty Blue says 3. Them be. Count says that's the kind of thing Foggy wants on her wall. Indeed. Winter Fairy also says 3. Leave them be. What does the rest of chat think we should do? Trav says 1. Curious. No need to cause trouble, and if they do, we can handle 2 goblins. Yeah, we can absolutely handle 2 goblins. We need to check back into Pelt about the about Steep House as well. They cleared out goblins from there, or should have by now. Count says 2. Well, the ones, the 3s have it. Everybody else got outvoted. Remember, goblins are apes, and apes are animals, and we are nice and don't hurt defenseless animals. Yep. So we're going to leave them be to themselves. We're not going to steal from them today. You leave the dark woods behind. 3 hares cross the road so quickly you barely notice them. Soon after they disappear in the shrub, a large spotted cat shows up trying to catch up with them. It spares you only a glance. So shall we try to return to the bandits' hideout again? I'm gonna try it. Let's go. Let's see what happens this time. You find hardly any scraps of light in the tunnel of leaves, creepers, and branches. From time to time, you ride by human-placed wooden beams supporting the roof like in a mine shaft. A small red bird with black wings and blue eyes and a yellow beak is observing you for a good few minutes now, jumping between the shrubs as you ride forward. You even remember it from the last time you were here. Whenever you stop, it also stays close, like a caring parent. Do we need to get rid of it, or it's just a bird, I ignore it? One. Go away. Two. Bird. Trav starts off the vote with 2. Leave it be, it's harmless. Kind of cute, really. Count also says 2. Crafty Blue says 2. Looks like we're just going to let the bird be Burb. Burb is Burb. Before you reach the next part of the forest, the creature disappears among the tree crowns. Good. Burb is Burb. Let it burb. You reach the gate without issue, but a trail of blood makes you suddenly stop. A few people approach the gate, talking about the deer they just caught. Aside from a few polite nods, the highwaymen observe you distrustfully and tell you to keep your weapons with your bundles. That's fair. Enter the hamlet. She welcomes you with a grin and leads you deeper into the hamlet. Our watchers saw the commotion. I'd rather see the necromancer pay the price for his deeds. But at least he's away from my land. I would merely prefer to not put hope into your judgment. I'm going to ask about High Island first. I don't know if this is going to go over well because I know this one is going to make her upset in some way. I'm asking about High Island first. Have you heard about High Island? You're wasting my time, stranger, and not for the first time. Well, okay. I was trying to talk about something nice before we got into this, but the Council of Gale Rocks held a meeting about cutting ties with your band. She freezes, then looks at you with a puzzled frown creasing her healthy eye. A meeting? What are you talking about? You summarize the situation and she looks at her boots with her hands on her sides. You're treading on shaky ground if you think I can't connect this whole thing to your recent arrival. You're responsible for what's going on. She meets your eyes, and the fury you find in her look makes you step back. So why are you here? To beg for my forgiveness or to bring the good news? We could say what we've been told to say, which is, from now on, don't count on the help of the people of Gale Rocks. You are advised to disband. Or we could lie and say they decided to support you, for now. 1 or 2, disband or lie. Tell me, chat, tell me true. What is it that we will do? One or 2, disband or lie. Trav says 1. We don't lie, and we've not had a serious fight in a while. Crafty Blue says 1. Can't lie. No lies ever. I'm curious to see how a run with only lying when possible would go. But that's not this run. We haven't. Sauron the Roadwarden has never lied a day in his life. The ones are in the lead. Pretty sure Winter Fairy agrees as well. We're gonna go with 1. You've been advised to disband. She raises her eyes, then, with a sigh, puts on a glove. Brave of you to bring me the news in person. I appreciate that. She clenches her fist a few times, then glances at the other woman from her band. Let's get to work. Something hard hits the back of your head. You land on your knees, then your face hits the ground. Your hand touches the nettle leaves. So, do we order them to let us go? Do we try to kick them away? Or do we beg for her forgiveness? 1, 2, or 3, chat. What shall it be? Order, kick, or beg? I'm leaving it all up to thee. Count says 1. Order it. As if we have any authority here. What does the rest of chat think? Crafty Blue also says 1. Trav also says 1. Looks like the ones have it. All right, then. Even Winter Fairy. All right, we will order them to let me go. Nope, we didn't die. You wake up tied to your saddle, with blood and vomit in your hair. You blink a few times, moving as little as you can. For the time being, you put your trust in Soda Pop. It's at the edge of panic, trembling, with ears pinned, making not even a snort. Still, it does what it's been taught, follows the beaten trail, avoiding the thicket and speeding up at the sight of the wild beasts lured by your stench. I try to wake up and grab the reins. After you get to the cairn, you cut the rope that was keeping you on the Pelfrey's back. You give yourself a few minutes and prepare yourself to get to safety. We did it. We survived. She let us live, though she beat the crap out of us. Dang. But we did not die. Our poor clothes. I'm going to ride to the gate in the west because we have business with Howler's Dell. That's true. I mean, it's one way or another. It doesn't matter. Would we have lived without the dream that gave more health? I don't know. I actually think we would have. I don't think she was trying to necessarily kill us. I think she was trying to make an example. But perhaps only Sorry Awkward would know in chat. And Sorry Awkward, if you're still about, you are welcome to let us know. You find a new segment of road, which seems to be shorter, but you need to cover some distance on foot, cutting the dried out branches. The tree crowns have been merciless. Hardly any ferns or grasses have managed to survive in the shadows. You spot a 10-year-old dark tree that's about twice your height, yet looks like a sapling when compared to the giants around it. Its thin branches are leafless, hanging like the limbs of an exhausted worker. Right under the tree, there's a dead red boar, too large for you to lift it. Its tusk could be worth a few coins, but the scavengers may show up any moment now. Do we approach the carcass? Do we examine the area, or do we ride away? Take care, Winter Fairy. We will be finishing up here in just a little bit. I just want to get us out of the heart of the forest before I close down my stream. But take care and be safe up to the store. Trav and Count both make good points. We be moving on, or we don't really need the coins. It would be safer to leave it alone, especially in our current condition. However, we are in a survivable condition. Like, we won't immediately die if something attacks us. But that looks like 3 votes for 3. So even though we have this opportunity in front of us, everyone seems to be like, run away, bravely run away. You know what, chat? I'm gonna veto you all and examine the area. The tree is a bit away from the other weak or dead plants. You walk around it and spot a bloodstain on the trunk near the only hollow. You don't notice any wounds on the boar, at least not from a distance, but also no signs of illness. It's not young. Its heart could have just stopped working. I don't like this situation. We will ride away. We may never get this opportunity again, but we will ride away. You hear breaking wood and roaring creatures in the east. Why would we enter the woods? We're at the gate. It's open. Okay, we are... We cannot get to Gale Rocks because it's too late, but we can get to White Marshes. We can get to the monastery. We can get to Howlers. We can even get to Pelt. And we can get to Foggies. We're going to Foggies. We're going to Foggies to sleep. But we're actually going to end stream here. So I'm going to deal with getting better and figuring things out on Monday, because this is the last stream of my week. So thank you, everyone, for joining me on this wonderful, happy Friday. It has been wonderful company. I have appreciated everyone who's joined in, who's come and watched, who's voted. My lurkers are just as dear to me as my voters, but I love you all. So have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Have an even better rest of your weekend. And as always, I will be here on Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern US time. If your time zone is not Eastern US time, please have Google tell you what time I start for you. And if you have missed any episodes of our playthrough of Roadwarden, there is a playlist on my YouTube channel to help you catch up. So feel free to drop into that when you have free time this weekend and give a couple of give it a gander, see what you've missed. But until next week, I hope that all of you are well. I have no friends to raid today. Sad, sad, sad. But perhaps next week, Reed will be raidable. We can only hope. Until then, take care, everyone. I will see you next week. Hope to see you all there. Bye-bye.